Good morning. It's Friday, January the 29th, and this is the heart of the matter. How concerned is God about our hearts as Christians? If the Sermon on the Mount is any indication, he's very concerned. Our faith is always reflected in our actions, but that faith starts in the heart. God is concerned about our actions, but he is also concerned about our attitudes. And that's because ultimately our attitudes will determine our actions. Did you catch that? Our attitudes will eventually determine our actions. What we think, we eventually do. You can't have a rotten heart without it eventually showing up in what you do. Someone has said that the heart of the matter is the matter of the heart. And we see this truth in what Jesus said in Matthew 5, verse 21. He said, "You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'Do not murder, and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment.' But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment." The prevailing teaching in that day was that it leaned toward an emphasis on actions. It was what you did that determined your standing with God. People were judged only on the externals. And so, understandably, that led to neglecting the heart and the attitude of the heart. The thought was, if what I do is okay, then I'm okay. But Jesus, as he so often did, turned that thinking upside down. In this teaching, Jesus took the bar that man had set, which was way down here, and he raised it way up here. What Jesus expects of us is so much more than most of us realize. He is not content that our heart be the same as the heart of the world. He expects a heart that reflects his heart. He did not die on the cross to simply change our actions. He died in order to give us a new heart. He expects our actions to be right, obviously, but he also expects our hearts to be right. And he said in this verse that it is not only the act of murder that will be judged, it is the attitude of anger in the heart that will be judged. So instead of patting ourselves on the back because we haven't physically murdered anyone and therefore broken the sixth commandment, Jesus challenged us to search our hearts for anger. And if you are confused about this, why that is, consider that the word anger is only one letter away from the word danger. All through the Bible, we see warnings about the danger of anger in our heart. The Bible says, "Be slow to become angry. In your anger, do not sin." That anger resides in the lap of fools, and that human anger does not produce the righteousness of God. And so we know that unresolved, simmering, unbridled anger very often leads to action, even including murder. The murder or other sin that we commit with our hands so often starts in our heart with unresolved anger. And so I challenge you today, search your heart for unresolved anger. Ask God to show you if you're harboring anger toward another person. Ask him to help you deal with that anger before it grows into something even more dangerous. And that's the heart of the matter.